What if you could make your DJI Air 2S less noisy, fly longer, and fly faster? Well, you actually can. You can accomplish all of those things with these right here. So let's take a look at the stealth propellers for the DJI Air 2S from Master Airscrew. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and for those of you visiting for the very first time, welcome. My name is Russ, and like I said, today we're going to do a review of the aftermarket propellers from Master Airscrew for the DJI Air 2S. Now, some of you who have been with this channel for a while might be saying, but Russ, how are you making this video right now? Didn't you crash your Air 2S in the lake about a month ago? Well, yes, I actually did. So I have a pretty cool story about that, and I'll tell you that here shortly. So first of all, these propellers claim to do 4 different things. Number 1, to decrease the decibel level while in flight. Number 2, to increase the overall speed of the drone. And then number 3, to increase the flight time, like the battery life of the drone. And number 4, to increase the aesthetic appeal, to make your drone look cooler. Well, now that last one for sure is true. I believe that colored props are so cool, especially the orange ones. But now more importantly, how do they perform in all of those other areas? So let's test them out today. Now, one thing before we do that, I do want to say that I think everybody should have at least one extra set of propellers in their bag. Even a small crack or a little nick in your prop can result in disaster. So I highly recommend having an extra set of propellers. Now, I'm going to tell you in just a few minutes here if these should be some of the propellers that you consider to have in your bag. So first thing I want to do is we're going to head outside. We're going to put it on my brand new Air 2S, and we're going to compare the difference in the volume and the pitch between these DJI stock propellers and the Master Airscrew Stealth ones. So let's go and do that right now. Okay, now before we do this, I want to say a couple things. Number 1, there's so many things that can affect the decibel level in an environment. So this is just going to be a comparison test. This is not going to be an accurate measurement. And just because there's wind noise, there's traffic noise, there's birds, there's all kinds of things. So just keep in mind, this is not a scientific test. This is just a free app on the App Store. And I know it's not accurate. I know some of you are going to say this is not a valid test, but it's just a comparison test between these, the stock props, and the stealth propellers. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hover right here, and we're going to check the noise level, the decibel level, and we're going to put on the Master Airscrew and see if there's a difference. I also want you to listen to the pitch. I only have this about 3 feet away from the microphone. That's going to be the most important thing, is the difference in pitch. So let me go ahead and start my screen recorder on here. All right, here we go. Stock propellers. All right, we got 99, I think it was 99. I'll put it up on the screen here. Let's put on the Master Airscrew and see what those give us. When you are putting these on, you want to make sure that the dashed hubs match up with the dashed motors, okay? Don't put them on backwards. All right, let's check out the Master Airscrew. All right, it looks to me like they were both 99 decibels, but you can definitely hear the pitch difference. Let's go ahead and listen to it again. All right, so the next thing we're going to test out is we're going to check out the speed difference. Can you go faster with the stealth propellers as compared to the stock propellers? So let's do that right now. All right, first we have the stock propellers, DJI stock propellers. We're going to run it in normal mode, and then also in sport mode. And I'm just going to fly straight out. I'll fly straight back. We'll get maximum speeds for all of them, and we'll see if we can get faster with the Master Airscrew. .9 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and bring it down and put on the Master Airscrew. About 42.7 miles per hour. So let's put the final results of the speed test up on the screen here. Okay, so the final test that I want to do is the flight time, the battery life test. Now, I'm going to do a hover test. Now, I know that's not a real world test, but the reason I'm doing that is because of the wind and all the variables that can affect the flight time. So a hover test will be consistent, even though it's not functional. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to do a hover test with the stock, and I'm going to do a hover test with the Stealth propellers, and we're going to see the difference in flight time. I have two newly charged batteries, and so let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, so first we're going to do the stock propellers. I'm doing it in my backyard. It's pretty well protected from the wind. We got the house and the camper and the shed and some trees blocking the wind, and there really isn't much wind. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Looks like it's going to rain right now, but yeah, I'm just going to hover it right here, you know, maybe about 15, 20 feet off the ground, and we're just going to let it come. We're going to let it go down until it says low battery, you know, return to home or whatever, and then we'll land it, and then we'll do that same thing with the Stealth propellers. Actually, to keep this video short, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these side by side. So on the left-hand side, I'll put the stock propellers from DJI, and the right-hand side, I'll put the Master Airscrew Stealth propellers. All right, here we go. I think I'm just going to hover it right here, right about 8 feet. And one thing I'm going to do periodically is I'm going to check the battery temperature, because I'm interested to see what difference that makes. It's really nice out right now. It's like 75 degrees outside, so it's perfect. But yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that battery temperature as well. So right now we're at 25.7 Celsius. And yeah. All right, let's see how long it lasts. All right, so the flight times were 23:04 and 23:16. So the flight time was exactly the same. There was zero wind. I mean, there was a little bit of time where the wind came up for just a second with the stock propellers, but otherwise there was no wind. And so I think this is a pretty accurate test. All of the conditions were exactly the same. One minor difference is this is a newer battery. This battery's only been charged 12 times, and I think the one with the stock propellers has been charged like 22 times. But otherwise, everything else was exactly the same. So according to this test, these propellers do not give you any longer flight time. Now, again, this is just a control test. It's not a real world flying test. And so perhaps they might perform better in windier conditions or different pressures. You guys, there's so many different variables. But the number one reason to buy these propellers is the decibel level and the pitch. It's not even necessarily the decibel level, it's the pitch. It's a lower pitch, it's less irritating, it's less abrasive, and you can't hear it as much. And I think that's just due to how they clip the tips of these propellers. See, I'll get out of the way here so you guys can see what that looks like. But look at that. The end of the propeller is just a little bit different. It's kind of looks like it's almost cut off. So I think that's what changes the pitch of this propeller. As far as temperature, pretty much the same, about 51 degrees Celsius afterwards. So no difference on the battery temperature. no difference on flight time, and not a whole lot of difference on speed either. So number one reason to get these is because they're more quiet. The price is about the same, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. Now the price for the Stealth props are actually the same as the stock DJI propellers. And if you get the black ones, they're actually a little bit cheaper. So if you guys need new props or you want an extra set of props, I can highly recommend the Stealth props for your Air 2S. Now finally, how am I holding an Air 2S right now? Well, after dunking mine in the lake about a month ago on family vacation, I had a tremendous amount of support in my comments, in my DMs, on my Twitter, and all like that. Thank you so much, you guys. I am so very grateful, and it really reminds me how awesome this community is. So not only did I get a lot of support from all of you, thank you, but also from some of the brands that I work with on a regular basis. Now, one brand in particular felt so bad for me, and I've been with them for a very long time, and they are such amazing people. And they reached out to me and they asked if they could replace my Air 2S as kind of a thank you for all of the support that I've given them for the past 4 years. You see, not all brands only care about getting their products out in front of as many faces as possible. Sometimes I'll go on Twitter and I'll see comments and it'll say, if you think brands care about you, they don't. They only care about one thing. And that's probably true for a lot of brands out there, but there are some of them that genuinely care for the people that they work with. And one of the most genuine groups of people that you will find on this planet are those that work and run Master Airscrew. Not only do they manufacture high quality products, but they also care about the people in their circle. So thank you to Subby and everyone at Master Airscrew for this. Yes, they replaced my Air 2S. So I ask that if you're considering at all getting these propellers or props for any of your other drones, to head directly to their website. I'm going to put a link down in the video description. It's not an affiliate link. I just ask that you support some great people and a great company. And then also, if you could, in the comments, just say a thanks to the gang over there for allowing me to continue to bring you more content about the Air 2S. It's such an amazing drone. I was devastated when I lost it, and I'm so very blessed to have one again. Now, 48 hours from this video going live, I'm gonna go through those comments and just randomly choose 2 of them. And I'm gonna ship out, I'm gonna keep the orange ones, of course, to go with my brand, but I'm gonna ship out these, the black ones and the blue ones, to 2 people that comment down below. Now, because shipping is still such a tremendous hassle right now, I'm gonna limit this giveaway just to US residents. But anyway, 48 hours after this video goes live, I'll go through, randomly pick one. And then what I'll do is I'll reply to your comment, and then also I'll post it at the top of the comments. I'll pin it. So come back here in 48 hours and see if your name has been chosen. And if you were chosen as a winner, I'll reach out to you and get your information and ship these to you. So thanks again to Master Airscrew. Thank you to all of you for watching the entire video. Hey, hit that thumbs up also. If I gave you any information of value today, hopefully I did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, everyone. And as always, fly safe and fly smart.